Memastikan integriti dalam rangkaian halal bukanlah suatu perkara yang mudah. Namun begitu, cabaran yang ada malahan memberi banyak manfaat kepada semua. Kesucian setiap bahan mentah menjadi pilihan seluruh masyarakat. Di manapun anda berada, Halal Integrated Platform sentiasa bersama anda.
Barang dah nak habis ni. Ain,
Ya, Bu.
boleh tolong ibu order bahan-bahan bahulu tak?
Tapi Ain dah nak pergi interview dah ni. Tak apa. Ain bukakan portal HIP untuk Ibu. Nanti Ibu boleh pilih je dalam ni. Nanti Ibu jangan lupa tengok laptop ya.
Yelah. Ibu selalu doakan kamu berjaya.
Terima kasih, Bu. Ain pergi dulu.
Segala akses untuk hub halal hanya di hujung jari anda. Memastikan kelestarian rangkaian hub halal untuk generasi akan datang.
Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.
Barang Cik.
Cepat dia sampai.
Segalanya pantas tanpa batasan. Sebesar impian, segalanya bermula dengan langkah yang pertama. Terukai integrasi tanpa sempadan dan berpeluang temui rakannya ke baru. Budayakan inovasi dan jadikan idea perniagaan anda satu realiti. Lakar kejayaan, catat peningkatan perniagaan melalui HIP. Daftar dan sertai segera untuk berinteraksi dan mendapat akses kepada ribuan pangkalan data. Hanya yang terbaik dari Halal Integrated Platform.
Hello and Assalamualaikum. Welcome back to HRP Live, and we're live here at our very own office, which is in Halal Development Corporation. Today, we will have a special edition called Expert Insights, none other with Mr. Dhaliff Anuar, Head of Halal Consultancy and Advisory, HDC. And we shall discuss the understanding and knowledge of Halal Assurance Management System, HAMS, on overcoming hazards and establishing a control system to ensure halal integrity products. So the principle of HAMS basically refer to the concept of total quality management that emphasizes on quality control on every stage of production process. So for those listening, do share this video to relevant parties whom can benefit this information. All right, let's call upon Dhaliff. Thank you, Dhaliff, for being with us today on the special edition Expert Insights. So without further ado, do let us know, what is Halal Assurance Management System? Dhaliff.
Hello everyone, Assalamualaikum. Thank you for having me, Shilda, today on the HIP Live Talk Show. So yeah, Shilda, so as your question, Halal Assurance Management System. So the principle of Halal Assurance Management System. First of all, before I explain that, I just want to let everyone know that Halal Assurance Management System is a critical component of a company getting halal certificate and a company to be certified, to be continuously certified halal. If a company does not have halal assurance management system, it will put the company in danger for losing the halal certificate. So basically the idea of halal assurance management system, before I go there, just want to let everyone know, this is the halal assurance management. The idea of it is to control the quality of halal products. That's the idea. Hence, the authority has introduced, Jakim has introduced two systems to control the halal. For the small micro companies, they are not required to have the Halal Assurance Management System, but they are required to have IHCS, Internal Halal Control System. Okay, but for medium and large companies, they are the ones who required to have to implement, to embed Halal Assurance Management System. Yeah, so we cannot run away from it. If you are if you are a medium company or a large company, definitely you will have to have the Halal Assurance Management System.
Okay, Dhaliff, thank you so much for this wonderful introduction on HAMS. Dhaliff, before we go on, I understand there are principles that the audience need to understand and need to know on HAMS. Could you elaborate about all these principles? Go ahead.
Okay, thank you, Shilda. So HAMS is a essential part of providing the trust to everyone who demands halal. Number one, customer. Number two, everyone, including our investors, including the authority, including Jakim. HAMS is very important. So let me just share one thing with you. So if you are experienced with the halal certification, we all know Jakim will not be there. Jabatan Agama Islam will not be in our company 24/7 to look after our halal operation. Yeah. So is there a chance for people to lie about the operation? Definitely there is. Definitely there is. Hence, the Malaysia, we introduced the Halal Assurance Management System to deter away the chances, to reduce the chances for the fraud issue, the fraudulence by people. So when it comes to the Halal Assurance Management System, it is a set of, I can say, a framework where a company need to develop and then establish. Why develop and establish? It's because that company A may not be in similar nature with company B or company C. Hence, halal must be HAMS must be developed based on your own structure, but with the same foundation. Talking about the foundation of the HAMS, so HAMS has been introduced back in 2012, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, and now we have moved into the second version. Yeah, the country through Jakim has introduced HAMS in a newer version, which is more, I can say, enhanced and not complicated. It is more enhanced, I can say, for the good, for for the best for everyone.
Yeah.
So inside of the framework that is being required is that, of course, definitely a company must have its own policy and manual with regards to the halal operation and halal management. That's the key, number one. And then, inside there, you also need to identify the critical control points. And then now with the new guideline, it also stated that the companies need to employ a halal executive, not just a Muslim worker, not any kind of Muslim worker. It must be a person, Muslim, with a set of criteria and a set of credential with a certificate, who have attended the course for halal executive. And also the company, I guess this requirement is, many has, being aware of this, is that the company must establish their own internal halal committee. Yeah, internal halal committee, which is being represented by different departments in the company. And also, this is a new requirement stated there. Company also need to perform internal halal audit. Yeah, and then the rest are almost like training, and also the traceability side, the traceability part where it is necessary for a halal certified company. Right, all of this is because that we want to protect the trust that has been given to or received by our customers, and as well by our authorities and also our stakeholders. We don't want to break that. So that's the idea and the principle and and everything about the Halal Assurance Management System.
Okay, Dhaliff, just now you did mention with regards to IHC, which is the Internal Halal Committee, and you reiterated that it's very, very critical and important that it needs to be established by the organization so that they are sort of like they are to be responsible to develop, to monitor, and to control the whole HAMS system. So can you elaborate on how many people are how do you choose or select IHC? What are the criteria?
Okay, when it comes to IHC, first let us talk about why there is such thing as internal halal committee being required for halal. So basically, if you have already experienced halal operation, you know that to produce halal it takes a lot. It takes a lot. It's not just about non-swine ingredient and then you go halal. No, it's not. There are plenty of things, especially when it comes to halal production. Number one, of course, the raw materials is very important. When it comes to raw material, there are a lot of things need to be monitored, need for operated. And then for halal production again, the management is very important. You need to have the right people, and you need to have the right policy. You need to have the right employment and everything. And also when it comes to the people themselves, so by the other day, to produce halal products, it takes a lot. It takes a lot, and it involves so many different departments in a company. That's why. So before that, all these other departments also share the responsibility of the quality of halal product that is being produced by the company. So that's why it is required for a company to establish internal halal committee with the objective that the company dynamically can control the quality of halal. For example, it needs to be represented by purchasing department, because they are the one who purchase everything to make sure that it is always halal and it is always similar, same with what was declared to JAKIM. And also HR department, for example, it is very important for the company.
Interesting. Yeah.
To make sure that the company always make sure the people have the right knowledge, have been exposed to the right information of halal. And let's say they are hiring new people. These people need to be trained. So this is the role of HR. And then the competency tests, and there's so many other things when it comes to the resources, and also QC, for example. It is QC is by default is very important. Halal. And then QA, and for hotel, for example, the chefs department, where they select all the thousands of ingredients, which one should they suggest, which one should they approve. So this is the idea of internal halal committee. It is necessary, and now it is stated in Malaysia halal certification. It is stated there, written, that now it is a requirement. So for a company who have heard about this requirement, I would suggest that people to go for at least a training about internal halal committee, the idea of it, and what to do when you already establish internal halal committee. Because based on my experience, companies, they establish halal in IHC, the committee, but they do not know what sort of activity that they should do. It's just for the sake of establishing a committee. And then ended up they fail for maintaining their halal certificate, or come to HTC directly.
All right. So meaning to say, this IHC as a committee, it is also monitored by JAKIM also?
Yes, definitely. This is the part of the Halal Assurance Management System. Number one, it needs to be monitored internally. Yeah, the bosses, the management, the highest management need to ensure that
Yeah.
the internal committee must be in operation, must be fully functioning. And
Yeah.
there is a structure for halal the internal committee. So the first responsibility goes to the higher management of a company, and then it goes to the authority, the one who gives the certificate. They want to know through their frequent audit. So they will check whether the internal halal committee is functioning or not, or you know on hiatus, or
Got it.
any
Yeah.
situation. Mm.
Yeah. All right. You also mentioned with regards to internal halal audit.
Mm.
What is that? Is it a process? Is a monitoring process or something, Dalip?
Yeah. Okay. So this is interesting.
Okay.
Internal halal
Okay.
audit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Previously, in the first version of Halal Assurance Management System guidelines, so there
Mm-hmm.
was no requirement when it comes to internal audit. There was no. It's
Okay.
just a clause where it stated the company needs to establish the control system, need to look the entire operation, but did not
Okay.
mention specifically on internal audit. Yeah, but typically when we understand, to monitor the processes, the performance of the halal operation is through audit, through
Okay.
internal audit. Yeah, but now with the new guidelines, it is stated that the company needs to conduct. They must
Mm.
perform. They must conduct their own halal internal audit. Either it is conducted by the people of the company, by the employee themselves, or
Okay.
they can appoint an external party, who is competent, who has the knowledge, and who has the right credential, like HDC, on their
Mm-hmm.
behalf.
I
So,
see.
in a way, halal internal audit focuses on the maintenance to ensure the company is performing, and if there are any insufficiencies, weaknesses, so the higher management will know and the authority will know, so they will give the flexibility to correct or to remediate any weaknesses. And also, that's one thing. Yeah,
Mm.
the importance for halal certification, and also when it comes to the importance of internal audit, when it comes to business, it is very necessary. This is just like any type of internal audit that is being conducted, any line inventory or financial and stuff like that. The same idea, especially for the big companies, public listed, I guess you have a lot of stakeholders, and stakeholders has a demand where they want the company to uphold the best quality. Hence, the internal audit as well act as a mechanics or the medium to provide to provide all the stakeholders with the current condition, the current state of the company when it comes to the halal performance. Yeah? It's not just about maintaining the halal; it's also to satisfy your stakeholders.
Okay. By listening you, the last 15 minutes from you is very technical, and I
Okay.
would assume that anyone listening out there, you can, however, you can go through the HAMS on your own or independently. I would also assume that having a consultancy such as HDC is critical or crucial in order for you to understand, not only to understand, for you to keep yourself abreast with the latest, what do you say, let's say, the latest announcement from Jakim, etc., etc. Is that right, is that right, Dalip?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, I am going for the next question, Dalip. What are the possible sources, of halal contamination through the supply chain that can lead to non-compliance?
Oh, there's a lot. There's a lot. People always talk about contamination through foreign objects, such as someone bringing into the factory a chemical liquid, for example. So a lot of possibilities, endless possibilities when it comes to the possible contamination. But also, one thing people always forget is that sometimes there are things that is already in existence inside the factory can cause the contamination. For
Do share
example,
away. Share away, Dhaliff. What is that? Yeah.
your light up there. Uh,
Oh.
if it's not being maintained, of course, you will see all the spider webs and all the pests, or it may be almost, to the point of breakdown or whatever it can happen. So these are the internal possibility where it can contaminate the quality of the product. I have experienced, found a foreign object in my food, which is I bought a bun, and
Yep.
inside the packaging there is like a black debris and metal debris. I assume that was the what do you call it, the scrub, the metal scrub
Oh.
that maybe
Oh
people
dear.
they do not control, and somehow it ended up into the bun packaging that I'm about to consume. Yeah, so
Yo.
it's not just about foreign material, it's also the internal factor that can cause contamination, hence the maintenance. That's why halal always asks, the maintenance is very, very important, yeah, to make sure the nothing from the internal will cause a contamination to the halal products.
Okay, thank you so much, Dhaliff. Okay, now you're in the Department of Halal Consultancy and Advisory. Could you tell us more? What are the offerings of HCA besides Halal Assurance, and the differences of between HCA consultancy from other consultancy or other companies?
Okay, thank you, Shilda, for giving me the
Okay.
opportunity to do some promotion of
Yeah,
what we.
sure.
So basically, HCA, or Halal Consultancy and Advisory, we are a unit of HDC, the same like HIP, but we focus on helping the industry when it comes to halal, any sort of thing. However, to simplify this, our area of focus, we are basically, in a simpler word, the doctors or the mechanic to help you adjust, for you to enter the halal industry. And once you are there, how to improve, to sit together with you like a doctor, or mechanics. Okay, so our service offerings, I can simplify it. We basically focus on three things, although there are a lot more. So number one, we focus on helping companies through our halal conversion program. Any companies who wish to have the halal certificate, halal certification is an examination process. Jakim is the examiner.
Ah,
Jabatan Agama Islam is the
yeah.
examiner. So in order for you to get that, you need to pass the examination. So what's the best thing to pass the examination? To prepare. And like when we were in school, it's the best for our parents to send us to tutor. So HDC in a way is a tutor. We help you, we sit together, we guide you, we tell everything, we help you also on certain important matters. So halal conversion is number one. Number two is we focus on things that are related to Halal Assurance Management System related to. So number one, we can help you to develop. If you need help, we can help you to develop together with you your halal internal framework or your own halal assurance management system. Like I said earlier, it must be built based on your structure, not take it from someone else and then just put it in your company. And number two, what we are promoting for the year 2021 and 2022, we want to help everyone with halal internal audit. Yeah, we understand that you can do it on your own. Yeah, but we are here to help. We are here to help you to do it on your behalf. So our halal internal audit is not that we are teaching you anything. We do it on behalf of you. Why this is important is because that The same goes back to you applying for halal certificate. Can you apply it on your own? Yes, you can. No problem. Okay. So you can do it on your own, but typically, we are not certain of, some details. So it's the best for you to have help, assistant to guide you. For in the hope that you will pass the examination. And also, since the day that we are talking, we are in March. For example, just want to give you an example. Your e-filing, our tax filing, yearly, annually tax filing, you can do it on your own. You are expected to do it on your own. However, based on, we do not know all of the details, sometimes the exemption given and all that. There are some uncertainty. And if we key in incorrect details, it might risk us later next year and all that. So what's the best for this is that get a help. Get a help. So in the hope that we are not, everything is good, in the hope that everything is good, so we are not, it will not risk us in the future. So this is a halal internal audit that we want to do on your behalf. And also, the last one, our focus is everything that is related to halal, locally or internationally. So at HCA, we help other countries with regards to their halal agendas. For example, they want to develop their halal industry. So they sit together with us. We are able to provide them the advisors, the strategy, based on their current state and everything, even to the point that we are helping them in developing their own halal blueprint. So these are basically what halal consultancy and advisory does.
Okay, I'm sure based on your very vast experience, kan Dhaliff, I'm sure you have come about some companies who have done it on their own. Perhaps you can share. They want to do it on their own. They say it's costly, maybe. Perhaps you can share with us on your experience, kan? Some of these companies want to do it, and then after that, they came back to you and they say, "Okay, Dhaliff, I think you know what, we're gonna engage HCA." Share it, Dhaliff. I'm sure there's some stories that you'd like to share to us.
Yeah, you know what, Shilda?
Yeah.
Based on your questions, this one, I would like to say my personal opinion is that we all learn. I always, I support learning process. Sometimes we do it on our own and we fail. I mean, to me, I take it positively. Yes, that's our own individual process where, we try and we fail and then we learn. So yes, I have gone through many cases, many of our clients who did it on their own and failed and have anyway have spent some investments and failed and did not know where to go, and then they came to HDC, and we always open our arms to help everyone when it comes to halal. So we do not judge what happened earlier. Of course, that's not what we do, because we see that there's a process of learning. Their process of learning, and us to learn as well. So we always open our arms. I don't want to name anyone because it's a good thing. The most important thing is that the company who's trying to apply for halal, even though they failed before on their own, is going to the right direction. That's the only important thing. Fail before or whatever, that's past. The process of learning. But come to us. That's I can say our philosophy.
Okay. All right. So for those listening out there, I'm sure they have so many questions. How do they approach HCA? What are the requirements that needed for for them to engage HCA? Do they need to be, a certain companies, etc., etc., Dhaliff?
Okay. So in order for anyone to contact us, I would recommend through one channel. It is because at HDC we are receiving a lot of inquiries, and we want to make sure every inquiries that came to us is being attended. We don't want to miss out anything. We want to help everyone. So I am recommending that email us for everyone to email us at consultancy consultancy at hdcglobal.com. Email us. That's the best. But you can still call us. You can still contact us through
True.
social
HIP.
IP and all that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, hang on. I haven't got there yet.
Okay,
Okay.
go.
You can always do that. But if you want to directly to talk to us through email, so we
Yeah.
can set a specific time for us to have a conversation with you, because based on our experience, all these inquiries, it is the best for us to provide a conversation. Yeah. All right. So consultancy at hdcglobal.com. Right. Yeah. So I am also recommending, before you approach HCA, we should go to HIP at hdcglobal.com. Am I correct, Shilda?
Yes, correct. Reason being is we can have
Yeah.
your data and it's easily accessible through HIP, and you can even write down or put your details on what are your concerns, and from
Okay.
there it's vetted by
Right.
HIP, and then we will channel it to our very dear Dhaliff. Okay,
Okay.
that's all we. Okay, go ahead, Dhaliff.
I just want to add, it's not just for those
Yeah.
reasons. It's also because in HIP, there are plenty of other services which will help you. Although now you might not know, for example, there is Hyper,
Yeah.
a platform in HIP. Because, before you start engaging for consultancy and everything, there are services that is available inside the HIP for you to make up your mind.
Yeah.
So when you talk to anyone, including us, you have at least an idea of your own, who you are. So
Yeah.
go through HIP at HIP Halal
.hdcglobal.com.
You can find
It's
it.
okay. You have so much. I'm sure you have so much information on your plate at this moment. Thank you so much for the heads up, Dhaliff. Okay, that's all we have for this session. It's full of insights and knowledge. I'm sure you have so many questions with regards to Halal Assurance Management System, and we can't have a half an hour or 45 minutes to speak about it. You need to speak to Dhaliff and also HCA Consultancy in order for you to understand more. And not only that, you need to understand the whole process of getting the certification, getting the audit, getting the committee, etc., etc. And for that, do register through our HIP, hip.hdcglobal.com, and from there, there's a link to HCA. Okay, don't worry, put your details. It's free, name and email. That's it. Okay, then we will contact you. Right, Dhaliff? All right, thank you so much, Dhaliff, for being with this episode. We hope we have another session. We can speak about other topics and other issues that are pertaining to halal agenda or halal sphere. Okay, for those tuned in, do share this video and be sure to be our HIP member. Again, you can see on the collar, hip.hdcglobal.com. Thank you again, Dhaliff. Assalamualaikum. With that, I'm Shilda Ismail. Bye-bye.
Memastikan integriti dalam rangkaian halal bukanlah suatu perkara yang mudah. Namun begitu, cabaran yang ada malahan memberi banyak manfaat kepada semua. Kesucian setiap bahan mentah menjadi pilihan seluruh masyarakat. Di manapun anda berada, Halal Integrated Platform sentiasa bersama anda.
Pembarang dah nak habis ni. Ain,
Ya, Bu.
boleh tolong ibu order bahan-bahan bahulu tak?
Tapi Ain dah nak pergi interview dah ni. Tak apa. Ain bukakan portal HIP untuk ibu. Nanti ibu boleh pilih je dalam ni. Nanti ibu jangan lupa tengok laptop ya.
Yelah. Ibu selalu doakan kamu berjaya.
Terima kasih ibu. Ain pergi dulu.
Segala akses untuk hub halal hanya di hujung jari anda. Memastikan kelestarian rangkaian HAM halal untuk generasi akan datang.
Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.
Barang Cik.
Cepat dia sampai.
Segalanya pantas tanpa batasan. Sebesar impian, segalanya bermula dengan langkah yang pertama. Terukai integrasi tanpa sempadan dan berpeluang temui rakannya ke baru. Budayakan inovasi dan jadikan idea perniagaan anda satu realiti. Lakar kejayaan, catat peningkatan perniagaan melalui HIP. Daftar dan sertai segera untuk berinteraksi dan mendapat akses kepada ribuan pangkalan data. Hanya yang terbaik dari Halal Integrated Platform.